Did you know that your 3D printer can be used for more than just practical prints? No, I haven't gone crazy, and I'm not talking about those multicolor articulating dragons. I'm talking about board games. There are tons and tons and tons of different games that are online that you can print out right now on your 3D printer. And I'm not just talking about chess or checkers, that's way overdone. Today, I'm going to show you 5 of the coolest 3D printed games that I could find. We got everything from remakes of classic games, to some extremely innovative designs that will probably blow your mind like it did mine. We even have games for however many people you have. We got single player, multiplayer, triple player, quadruple player, any kinds of players. I have a game for you. If you like what you're seeing so far, then maybe you should subscribe. I put out videos like this every 10 days, so you don't want to miss out on those. But I see no reason to keep dragging this intro out. Let's get started with our 5 3D printed games. As always, all of the original creators and the links are going to be in the description down below, so you can go print these out for yourself. Up first, we have the Cascade Connect. This is just your standard Connect 4 game with probably the most innovation I've ever seen in a 3D print like this. Sorting. How is that even possible? The creator Cyber Yeti of this print is just on a whole different level than this. Isn't one of those prints where I can say, man, I wish I would have thought of that, because there's no way I could have thought of this. This is like some NASA level engineering that we're talking about right now. Now, I'm sure there's a very simple explanation for how this works, but I don't want to hear any of that. I just want to think that it's magic, because that's what it looks like to me. By now, I'm pretty sure that everybody knows how to play Connect 4, but just in case you don't, a little recap for you. You need to connect 4 of your colors. I bet you never would have guessed that was the goal of this game. After you're done connecting 4 of your colors, or it works out to a tie, you typically would have to spill all of the pieces and hand sort the colors. You can give your opponent one color and you can take your color pieces. That is just a thing of the past with this design. All you have to do is lift up slightly on the actual game board itself and the colors just magically sort themselves and go to their respective size. There are 2 versions of the game board itself, the alternate board, which you're seeing in front of you right now, and the standard board. As far as I can tell, the alternate board has threads that go all the way through it so that when you drop those pieces in, they do that nice fun little spin thing all the way down. But guess what? There are test pieces, so if you don't know which version you want, just print out little test pieces, drop your piece in, see which one you like, and then go from there and print out the full version. This creator literally thought of everything. There are also multiple different print profiles that were uploaded by the lovely 3D printing community that offer you reduced print time or efficient AMS use with only one color change when you're printing out the actual game pieces. Up next, we have the Advanced Tic-Tac-Toe portable game. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tic-Tac-Toe is so overdone, it's so boring, nobody ever wins. It always ends in a tie because there's really only a certain amount of possibilities that you and one other person can make with X's and O's, so it's just boring. Let me remind you, this is Tic-Tac-Toe Advanced. The advanced version, which means there is way more strategy involved, but it's still the simple game that everybody knows and loves. What makes this different than your standard tic-tac-toe game? Well, for starters, we're using cups instead of X's and O's. But the differences don't stop there. These are not just cups instead of X's and O's. We're talking about multiple different sizes of cups. Each player has 2 small cups, 2 medium cups, and 2 large cups. Now, where does the new strategy come into play? You can cover up your opponent's small cup with your medium or large cup. But if you use a medium cup on that square, your opponent can use their large cup to cover up your medium cup. Are you following what I'm saying? That makes this game like 100 times more strategical than it already is. I could kind of see this like an Uno game where you and your opponent just end up mad at each other after the game is over. Now you can get mad at your opponent in more places than just your living room. You can get mad at them at the park, at the airport, on the beach, at the subway. I've never been on a subway, but I feel like you could play this while you're waiting for the subway. I don't know, let me know. Either way, this is a great, refreshing way to play tic-tac-toe on the go. Up next, we have the Spin Top Battlefield. Remember earlier when I mentioned Beyblades? This is completely not Beyblades whatsoever, because if I said that, I might get copyrighted. This is not Beyblades at all. It's simply just spinning tops that you have to let it rip into the arena and they fight each other, and whichever one is spinning last wins. That sounds nothing like Beyblades, right? This game allows up to 4 players to compete to the death. Not really, it's just whatever top is spinning last wins, so there's really nothing crazy like that. It's just more dramatic when I say that. The other cool thing I like about this design is the top launcher. The typical piece that you gotta rip the ripcord to is actually built into the stadium itself. That means you can't lose it, which is a huge plus in my book. There are also 4 different top designs, so if you don't want to print out the tops in different colors, you can still tell them apart and figure out who the winner is. The arena also prints standing up, which I just think is kind of a cool way to use a 3D printer. I would obviously assume that this would print flat side down, but that's just not the case, and I mean, look at how amazing it turned out. Speaking of the battlefield, you can't have an epic epic battle without an epic battle feel, so obviously I had to print this out in my favorite filament. It just makes everything so much more dramatic. It almost looks like they're fighting in space. Not really, I just wanted to say that because I thought it would sound cool. Okay, let me give you a hypothetical real quick. Let's say you want to print out one of these prints, but you don't have a 3D printer, or you have a 3D printer and you want to print out something in an exotic filament that your 3D printer can't print out. What should you do? Well, you should go check out the sponsor of today's video, obviously, PCBWay. PCBWay offers a really cool service where you can simply upload your STLs to their website, pick the color, pick the filament, pick whatever you want about it, send it off to them, and they simply send you back the completed 3D printed part. It's that simple. And if it's something that you can't 3D print, you need something CNC machines, they can also do that as well. They're kind of like the jack of all trades when it comes to this stuff. Especially if you need a PCB, they are definitely your guys for that. Of course, their link is going to be in the description down below, so you can go check them out for yourself. Order those 3D printed parts, or that CNC machined acrylic, or that PCB you need for your electronics project, and then come back here and enjoy the rest of the video, which starts right now. Okay, let's move on from those 5 and 10 hour multiplayer prints that also require more than one person, and let's take a look at a quick single player prints. This is the Cat Puzzle board game. The idea is super simple, and there are actually tons and tons of different prints like this one. I just decided to pick this one because it's cats and it looks cool. Even though I'm more of a dog person because I might be just slightly allergic to cats, I still want to appeal to all of my people that love cats, so here it is. Here is a cat print for you. The idea of this print is quite simple. All you have to do is fit all of the cats onto the board game. That's it. You can see me messing around here trying to get them to fit, and it's just not quite working out, but I don't want to spoil the solution for you, so obviously I'm going to stop showing you. That's the only reason. It's not because I can't figure it out, it's because I don't want to spoil it for you, I swear. If these cats are just too easy for you and you can solve this thing and still be wanting more, you need to check out the Geometric Jigsaw Puzzle for adults. I feel like that for adults part should key you in that this is a very tricky print. This is nothing like those cats. This is not cute at all. This is actually an extremely frustrating game to play, at least if you're me. But there is a whole lot more involved. So if you're looking for more of a challenge, here it is for you, right here. That was just a bonus print. That doesn't even count for the video, but there you go. Bonus print, done. Boom. And finally, we have one of the best looking and most strategic games so far, Bank Heist. The idea of this game is simple. Get all of your dice to the very bottom in order while trying to prevent your opponent from getting their dice to the very bottom. Obviously, there are rules involved because that would just be too easy, just spinning them and see how fast you can get your dice to the bottom. No, that's not how we run it around here. Each player on their turn gets to turn one dial in one direction as much or as little as they want. But when you alternate and it's your opponent's turn, your opponent cannot turn the same dial that you just turned. That's where the strategy comes in. Now, I'm sure I'm really not describing the gameplay or the way that the rules work that well, so I'm just going to show you the maker rule description and let you read it for yourself. The other thing that I love about this print is there's multiple game variations. The first one is for beginners, where the rule where you have to get your dice out in order goes out the window and you just need to get all of your dice out in any order you can. The second alternate game mode is the reverse heist, where you set up your die in the reverse order of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but then you have to get them out in the correct order of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next game mode is sabotage, where your entire goal is to try to get your opponent to get their dice out in the wrong order. And finally, there is the team heist. It's the standard game, but with 2 people on each side, so that makes a team. There is quite a few pieces involved with this print, but the assembly guide is laid out really nice and it's super easy to follow. You will need some self-tapping screws though in order to get this thing fully assembled. I just feel like you need to know that. If this print is something you're interested in, go check out their profile because they make a ton of really cool board games, kind of like this one. They really have something for everybody, so go check them out. That's all I have for you all today in this video. I had a ton of fun making this video, actually. I really like the way this one turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would be so happy to make a part 2 to this one, but I'm only gonna make a part 2 if you all want to see a part 2, because you all are the boss, you know that, right? But really, let me know what you think of this video and of these prints in the comments down below. Let me know what prints you want to see in the future. Let me know what type of prints you want to see in the future, or what prints you think fit in this video that I didn't include in this video in the comments. I'll go check them out and let you know. As always, if you liked this video, there's a good chance you're gonna like some of my other videos because they are pretty identical to this one, just with different prints, of course. So go check them out and let me know what you think, and then maybe subscribe if you really like them. Especially if you watch 2 of my videos, I'm pretty sure you have to subscribe. It's in the rule book somewhere. But I really do hope you found some cool prints to print out, or you just enjoyed yourself while you were watching the video. Either way, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope that you check out some of my other videos. I hope that you subscribe, and I hope that I'll see you later in another video. Oh, obviously before I go, I can't forget to say thank you to all the channel members that are supporting this channel and making everything possible. Seriously, you all are the best. Now I'm at it.